Hello everyone. Welcome back to Stoic School. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of overcoming overthinking. We all know how that relentless mental chatter can impact our lives. But fear not. Because in this video, we've got a treasure trove of strategies inspired by Stoic philosophy. From visualizing overthinking as an external force to seeking wisdom from outside ourselves. Each technique is a powerful tool in reclaiming our mental peace. But before we embark on this journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button, so you never miss out on our empowering content. Now, let's jump right into it. 1. Visualize your overthinking as an external force. Overthinking can stealthily approach. Much like fog rolling in on a once clear day. It initiates as a single worry or idea but swiftly expands, potentially knocking you off balance. This common struggle in today's fast-paced world inundates our minds with thoughts of what if, what next, or what could have been. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher king, wisely noted that the happiness of our lives depends on the quality of our thoughts. The first technique involves perceiving overthinking as an external force. This isn't about turning your thoughts into adversaries, but recognizing that they don't define your core. They're invaders disrupting your peace. Envision these intrusive thoughts as clouds passing over a majestic and immovable mountain, you being that mountain. Stoicism teaches us to observe without engaging, like placing these thoughts in a bubble and watching them float away. This mental exercise not only lessens their weight but reinforces the understanding that thoughts are transient. They can only disrupt your peace if you cling to them. Practicing this visualization creates a mental reflex that aids in detaching and letting go. As you become adept at distinguishing yourself from the barrage of overthinking, it becomes clearer that you are not merely a sum of your thoughts. This distinction acts as a shield, akin to earplugs in a noisy crowd. It requires deliberate, continual effort that strengthens with everyday application. When you notice overthinking creeping in, stop and picture the thought as noise, unnecessary and separate from who you are. By doing this, you not only protect yourself against overthinking but also reclaim your mental territory and peace. One step at a time. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Have you ever found yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole of what-ifs and doomsday scenarios? Replaying the same worries until mental exhaustion sets in. It's akin to having multiple browser tabs open in your mind, each playing a video on full blast, and you can't seem to hit pause. Mental multitasking is a hallmark of modern life, where the pressure to stay on top of everything leads to a relentless cycle of overthinking. However, just like a cluttered desk needs tidying up, redirecting your mental energy is crucial for mental peace. Seneca, another Stoic sage, eloquently expressed that true happiness is enjoying the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This advice serves as the cornerstone for taking control by refocusing your energy. To combat overthinking, start by grounding yourself in the now. Concentrate on a task, even a small one, and channel your energy into completing it. This shift in focus pulls you out of the whirlpool of future what-ifs and anchors you in the present moment. Engaging in an activity that requires your full attention, whether organizing your workspace, going for a brisk walk, or immersing yourself in a book, reinforces the importance of the present over the future or past. Commanding your thoughts to align with your actions is not mere distraction. It's taking control of where your energy flows. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing thoughts, it's about managing them. By choosing where to invest your mental energy, You're practicing a form of mental discipline. The goal is not to avoid overthinking entirely, that's unrealistic. Instead, the goal is to recognize when your thoughts do not serve you and have the tools to redirect them. It's akin to training a muscle. The more you exercise the power of refocusing, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. You'll find that the once overwhelming tide of overthinking can be tamed, wave by wave, with deliberate action and presence. 3. Embrace impermanence and practice letting go. Our minds often get trapped in a loop, either rehashing past events or fretting over the future, the playground of overthinking where thoughts become sticky and linger longer than welcome. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, provides solace with the insight that he who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. This concept revolves around impermanence. Central to Stoicism, everything changes, including the thoughts that seem so persistent in our heads. When we overthink, we tend to cling to our thoughts as if they are permanent fixtures in our lives. Embracing impermanence means understanding that thoughts come and go, they are not eternal. This realization can be a beacon of hope when feeling ensnared by overthinking. Practically, embracing impermanence involves cultivating a habit of letting go, a mental decluttering where you consciously release thoughts that don't serve you. Envisioning a river where each thought is a leaf drifting away on the water's surface, or seeing them as ever-changing clouds reshaping and eventually moving on, provides immediate relief and instills a deeper understanding of the changing nature of thoughts. Making this practice a part of your daily routine transforms your relationship with thoughts. It's not about forcing them out, it's about allowing them to leave. Letting go is an act of courage. It means choosing not to let redundant thoughts rent space in your head. As you get better at this, you'll notice newfound mental space, a quietness always presents beneath the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence isn't just a technique, it's a shift toward a more peaceful and present way of living. 4. Create a worry period. It's a universal experience to have persistent worries lingering at the back of our minds. Much like the hum of a refrigerator, always present. Sometimes barely noticeable but unmistakably there. These worries have a knack for intruding upon our thoughts at any hour. Particularly when we're trying to concentrate on work, enjoy time with friends, or simply when attempting to sleep. It's as if our minds are a stage, and these concerns are uninvited actors who refuse to leave. Consider the wisdom of the Stoic teacher Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This quote may seem unrelated, but it serves as a bold reminder to prioritize our peace of mind over succumbing to worry for fear of appearing complacent or naive. Creating a worry period is a strategic approach to give these concerns their moment on the stage. But only during the encore, not the main act. Allocate a specific time each day, perhaps 20 minutes in the afternoon, when you're allowed to give these worries your full attention. During this designated time, dive into your worries, scrutinize them, understand their roots, and maybe even jot them down. This focused session often reveals that many of our worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance when faced head-on. This process also teaches your mind that there's a time and place for worry. And it's not all day. Every day. When the worry period ends, move on. You've given your worries their allotted time, and now you put them aside. By compartmentalizing in this manner, you can regain control over your day. The goal isn't to stop worrying completely, that's impossible. But by containing your worries, you reduce their impact on your life. This technique is akin to tidying your mental room. putting thoughts where they belong, and enjoying the tranquility of ordered space. You'll likely find that worries lose their power when not allowed to roam free. And life becomes a bit lighter, a bit more enjoyable. 5. Break down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, it can feel like carrying the weight of an enormous boulder. The size of our worries seems to match the weight of the world, and we're pinned under the heavy cloud of our own thoughts. This sensation is not unique to us. It's a shared human condition exacerbated in a world demanding high performance in all areas of life: work, relationships, personal growth, and social status. The pressure to excel can paralyze us with indecision and fear, guiding us through this fog of overthinking. Marcus Aurelius once offered, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound insight forms the bedrock of our fifth technique, transforming overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When your mind is racing with a big worry or a complex problem, the trick is to slice it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Ask yourself, what's the very next step I can take? Not all 5, 10, or 20 steps down the line, but just the next one. Acting on just one small step may seem trivial, but it's a powerful antidote to overthinking. By focusing on one action, you redirect energy from worrying to doing. It's a bit like untangling a giant knot by working on one small tangle at a time. You aren't dismissing the complexity of your concerns, you're navigating through them with purpose and precision. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. Each small step you take builds momentum. And as you look back, you realize that the boulder of worry is now a pile of pebbles you've crossed over. One step at a time. This method teaches patience, resilience, and trust in one's ability to confront challenges head-on. Suddenly, what once seemed insurmountable is behind you, and your overthinking is replaced with a sense of accomplishment and clarity. 6. Shift your perspective to gratitude. Our minds often lead us into a maze of overthinking about what we lack, what could go wrong, or what we have yet to achieve. This relentless loop can leave us feeling drained and discontent. Overthinking often stems from a focus on the negatives or the not yet in life, overshadowing the good that's already present. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This Stoic wisdom calls for a shift in perspective from lack to abundance, from overthinking to gratitude. It's about recognizing the value of the present moment and the many blessings we often overlook when we're busy worrying about what's to come. The practice of gratitude pulls us out of the ruts of our minds and firmly plants us in the rich soil of now, where life is actually happening. To make this shift, start by acknowledging 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be grand, they just need to be genuine. It could be as simple as a delicious cup of coffee, the comfort of your favorite hoodie, or a message from a friend. This simple practice can pivot your mind away from the cycle of overthinking and towards a sense of appreciation for what is right now in your life. By anchoring yourself in gratitude, you're not only silencing the noise of overthinking but also enriching your daily experience. Gratitude magnifies the positive in our lives and can slowly but surely transform our inner dialogue from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Over time, this new perspective can change how you approach life's challenges, turning them into opportunities to further recognize and appreciate what's already good in your world. This isn't just about feeling better in the moment. It's about building a foundation of contentment that can sustain you through the inevitable ups and downs life throws your way. 7. Focus on effort. not outcome. Overthinking often arises from our mind's fixation on the future, its outcomes, what ifs, and relentless possibilities of failure and disappointment. This projection into the future can instill fear, making us obsess over the potential consequences rather than the actions themselves. Living in an outcome-driven society, where the end often justifies the means, may lead us to believe that if the outcome is uncertain, the journey is not worth undertaking. However, a Stoic quote by Epictetus offers a clear directive. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on our efforts and intentions rather than the outcomes beyond our control. This doesn't mean we should set goals or aspire to achieve great things. But it emphasizes that the true value lies in the quality of our effort, the integrity of our actions, and the virtue with which we navigate our path. To apply this technique, when you find yourself overthinking potential results, consciously redirect your thoughts to the effort itself. Ask yourself if you are doing your best, acting with good intent, and staying true to your values. This approach is about being fully present in the process, putting in the work, and knowing that is where your responsibility ends. Focusing on effort liberates us from the chains of overthinking, allowing us to be in the moment and give our best without the heavy shadow of what could be darkening our experience. It transforms our actions from mere steps towards an outcome into expressions of our character and commitment. With this shift in focus, you find that your path is not just a means to an end, but an embodiment of living with purpose, where each step is an accomplishment in itself. 8. Practice voluntary discomfort. Our minds often lead us into a whirlpool of overthinking when faced with potential discomfort or change. We engage in mental rehearsals, trying to predict every outcome and preparing for every possible discomfort. This mental rehearsal can be exhausting, turning the comfort zone into a mental prison where growth is stunted, and overthinking becomes the warden. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." This reflects the Stoic practice of engaging with challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we can train our minds to handle uncertainty and reduce overthinking. It involves small chosen actions that take us out of our comfort zones, teaching resilience and adaptability. To integrate this into modern life, start with something small, like taking a cold shower, sleeping without a pillow, or walking instead of driving. Do something that disrupts your normal routine and sit with whatever feelings arise without judgment. This isn't about punishment. It's about showing yourself that discomfort isn't as scary as your overthinking mind makes it out to be. Voluntary discomfort has the paradoxical effect of increasing comfort with various aspects of life. By routinely stepping into what's uncomfortable, the unfamiliar becomes familiar, and the mind learns to quieten. It becomes less reactive to change and more focused on what can be controlled, your responses. This powerful shift in perspective not only lessens overthinking but also builds a core of inner strength that is unshaken by the ebbs and flows of life's circumstances. 9. Reflect on the transience of life. When caught in the storm of overthinking, it's often because we've zoomed in too closely on the minute details of our lives, losing sight of the bigger picture. Our thoughts become a tangle of what-ifs, causing us to lose perspective, making even the smallest issues appear insurmountable, consuming our mental space and energy. Seneca once wrote, "We are not given a short life, but we make it short. And we are not ill-supplied but wasteful of it." This poignant reminder encourages us to reflect on the fleeting nature of our existence. Each moment spent overthinking is a moment not fully lived, a slice of life not savored. Stoicism prompts us to ask whether our worries will hold any weight in the grand timeline of our life. To counteract overthinking, take a step back regularly and consider your life in its entirety. Recognize that many things consuming your thoughts are transient and, in the long run, insignificant. When overwhelmed by thoughts, pause and remind yourself that life is fleeting. Ask if this moment of overthinking is truly worthy of the limited time you have. By contemplating the transience of life, you naturally prioritize your experiences and concerns. This isn't a call to become morose or indifferent, but rather to cherish the present and focus on what truly matters. It's a powerful antidote to overthinking because it aligns your attention with the present, enriches your appreciation for the now, and diminishes the weight of future-focused anxieties. Let the ephemeral nature of life not be a source of anxiety, but a canvas on which you paint with the vivid colors of presence and engaged living. 10. Seek wisdom from outside yourself. Our own minds can sometimes feel like a maze, leading to more confusion and overthinking. Trying to solve a puzzle within the confines of our own thoughts can be a cycle without a clear exit. Seneca, celebrated for his wisdom, said, "Consult your friend on everything, especially on those matters concerning yourself. His counsel may then be useful where your own self-love might impair your judgment." These simple words encapsulate a profound truth that can help navigate the stormy seas of overthinking. Stoicism teaches us that seeking insight from outside ourselves can break the cycle of rumination. It could be the fresh perspective of a friend, the impartial advice of a mentor, or the timeless wisdom found in literature. To apply this in a modern context, look for people whose opinions you trust and respect. It could be someone from your circle or a professional with the experience to guide you. Sharing your thoughts with them can help in two ways. It provides clarity as you articulate what's in your mind, and it opens the door for objective feedback that you may have missed while overthinking. This technique does more than offer practical solutions. It reminds us that human connection is invaluable. When we share our burdens, they often become lighter. This is not a weakness but a recognition of the collective strength we have as social beings. Let the wisdom of others be the light that guides you out of the shadows of overthinking. With each conversation, you'll find the puzzle becoming easier to solve. Not because the problems are any less complex, but because you are no longer trying to solve them in isolation. The provided text is a comprehensive guide on overcoming overthinking, drawing inspiration from Stoic philosophy. It outlines practical techniques to manage and alleviate the mental burden associated with excessive contemplation. The author suggests visualizing overthinking as an external force, refocusing energy, embracing impermanence, creating a worry period, breaking down overwhelming thoughts, shifting perspective to gratitude, focusing on effort rather than outcome, practicing voluntary discomfort, reflecting on the transience of life, and seeking wisdom from others. In summary, the text offers a well-structured and insightful approach to address the common issue of overthinking, providing a variety of actionable strategies rooted in Stoic principles. The techniques encourage mindfulness, resilience, and a shift in perspective towards a more peaceful and present way of living.